Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We are so glad to have you on this call. So this evening, it's going to be a very exciting call. I'm not going to steal anyone's thunder. I promise that. But welcome. I welcome you as you came on. I'm glad to have you. My name is Gina Perkins, and I have been a Daisy affiliate, I guess you would say, a Daisy community member since the pre-launch. So I've been around a little bit, and I've learned a lot in being here. I'm excited that you guys are here this evening because we have a gentleman who's going to take you on a ride, if you will. He's going to share a lot of information with you, and he's going to share our special information. So before I bring him on, let me give you a little bit of information about this gentleman. I've known him for a good number of years. We met through business. This gentleman has had very much a large amount of success in what we would call the traditional businesses, the brick and mortar. You walk through a door to purchase a good or service. That's a brick and mortar traditional business. He has made multiple seven figures in these traditional brick and mortar businesses. He has taken his knowledge, his expertise, and he's turned that into online businesses, affiliate businesses, relationship businesses. And he has, again, made multiple seven-figure incomes in those businesses. Now in Daisy, he and his business partner achieved the rank of Pace Setter Gold day one. Day one. Now, it took them a few weeks after that, but they also achieved the rank of Pace Setter Gold Leader. So I want you to understand that this gentleman understands how to build businesses. He understands how to do it successfully and how to do it systematically and how to do it ethically and correctly. And I'm very pleased to call him one of my very dear friends. And I want you guys to please help me welcome my friend, the person who brought me into the business, and my mentor, Richard Laidler, Pace Setter Gold Leader. Take it away, Richard.
Well, first of all, thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's always, as Gina said, it's going to be a fantastic call as we have one of the founders on the call. With just to manage some expectations about what we're going to do tonight. And I'm the interviewer, so I can kind of control which direction we're going to go. We have plenty of opportunities, plenty of calls, plenty of Telegram channels where people can ask technical questions. People can ask about specific parts of the business. And I want this call to be just a little bit different. I don't want to, bring on, first of all, we're very lucky to have our guest on tonight. I don't want him to just be the same as everything else we do. I'm a great believer, having been in these types of businesses for a long time. One of the best things that any one person can do as a member of Daisy is know who the founders are, not just as the founders, but who they are as people. Because one of the wonderful things we have in Daisy is we can get to meet our founders. We can shake our founders by the hands. And now with all of the restrictions lifting, we can give them a good old hug too. That is rare in this arena. Very often you don't know who they are, let alone an ability to meet them. Not only our founders, but also Dr. Anna and the other major staff in Endotech. We get a chance to meet all of those people, and that's a very strong indication of how transparent Daisy is. And again, in this arena, transparency is so important. So with that, what I wanted to do is to introduce our special guest speaker tonight. This gentleman is one of the founders. So, at the end of the day, how much more edification can I put out there? He's one of the gentlemen that was there obviously in the creation of what's going on here. And I'm actually want to get into some of that to find out how this all came about. Where was the seed and how it came about from that? But this gentleman is very much a very technical, but always very upfront with everything we do. He's on calls. He's very transparent. Again, either face to face or on the calls. And I couldn't be happier to have him on our call tonight. So I would very much like to welcome Edward onto the call. I've got you now, Edward. So I'm fascinated. I would like to, first of all, if I may, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. I'm very happy to be part of something that I believe is going to be absolutely massive over the coming years. You know, we've talked about millions of members, and to be able to be a part of that by just joining is wonderful. But I would love to. I'm very much the person who likes everybody in our teams to know who our leaders are. So, if you wouldn't mind, I would love you to just talk about who you are. I mean, you have an accent. So, where are you from? Are you a family man? I know you live all over the world. I know, obviously you spend a lot of time in Dubai, with the fact, there's a lot of stuff going on in Dubai and obviously Israel with this business. But why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about who you are, Edward?
Sure. Well, Richard, first I want to thank you, and it's an honor to be on one of your calls. Thank you for inviting me. I born in Republic of Georgia in 1989. I moved from Georgia. I am married. I have 6 kids. Yes.
And do you have time to do any work?
I have an amazing wife who is, I call her superwoman. Right? So my youngest one is 10 months. I have 5 daughters and 1 son. And oldest one is going to be 22.
Wow. That's a lot of work. And also so many girls.
5 girls and 1 son, yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. I have 2 sons, and obviously I love my sons dearly, but I always wanted that daughter, and I wasn't lucky enough to have that. So I'm hoping for grandchildren. I need my sons to get busy and give me some grandchildren, but that's wonderful. And I didn't know that. I didn't know you were born in Georgia. That's interesting. What was life like that? I mean, were you born into, with a silver spoon in your mouth? Were you just middle class, or did you come from difficult upbringings?
It's funny talking about silver spoon. I actually drink teas, coffee, always with a silver spoon in reality for the health benefit, not because of it, Sure. But, I born in a very, very good family. My father is a very big figure for me. They also have big family. They have 7 kids, and we were very well off in that country. It was back then, it was Soviet Union. And that was the reason we moved away, because we didn't want to be in a communist country. So.
Yeah, no, I understand. So you were one of the, was it like top 1%? Was it very much a situation where there was the people who were very comfortable and then everyone else, or were there separate classes? I mean, how was that?
I would say we were extremely comfortable, but being as a kid, you don't really know. Now I know my father was very successful. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew later on, not just right now, but when I was a kid, I thought all the kids in school were all the same, and we knew the difference. Today, I have same friends that I went to kindergarten together. Some of them in Daisy. They even came to Dubai from Georgia.
I would hope so.
Moved around different. I even have friends in Israel from my school. And they came to Dubai to our event as well. So, and then I found out how much, like talking with them, and I see how different it is. My father made very good living. Let's just say it was a very, very, very good. So.
Yeah, no, I understand. I like yourself. My father had his own business. My grandfather had his own business, and I was fortunate to have a private school education and this type of thing. And sometimes you think that's just normal, and it's when you get a little older and you see that there's all sorts of different classes. Obviously, for me in England. But of course, but again, even the poor people in England still had a roof over their heads and this type of thing. And it's only through traveling, now throughout Asia and throughout Trinidad and Tobago and Africa that we see different classes. And actually, that kind of reminds me here that very often on our calls, one of the things that I love about Daisy is that Daisy gives even those people from a developing country the opportunity to have a first world opportunity, right? They can come, even if they can, get together $100, they can come and participate in something that would not necessarily be available for them in their current country. And that the democratization of not just any one country, but literally worldwide is, that's got to feel really good for the founders that you're able to do that for people.
Yes, that's the biggest drive for me specifically, the biggest drive. One thing I want to mention, since we're talking, when we moved from it, my parents had to give away everything because we could not take a single thing with us, and we had to start everything from scratch. Language, business. Obviously, we didn't start with the business. We started with hard labor, and I started working from the age of 13, delivering newspapers before I went to school in the morning, at night. So I started early and with the business mind, and I think that gave us a lot of, this move, it gave me a lot of strength and to achieve something, because you came with nothing, absolutely nothing, and you have to start over.
No, and I think very often people see, people having the success that you're having and the success that Jeremy and Ilya and obviously some of the leaders, and think, oh, well, it was all right for them because they had it easy or whatever. But so often that's not the case. And that's absolutely indicative. You had so much, you couldn't take any of it away with you. And then you have to start again. That's kind of, it's almost tougher in a way, because you had it, you gave it away and had to make it again. Crazy. So with that being said, let's, if I may, I think it would be really, really useful. I know when I'm talking about Daisy, I try to paint the whole picture. And I think it's very useful for everybody, whether you're looking to share and build the community or just, park your money and leave it where it is, for people to understand how kind of everything started. I mean, there's lots of, obviously the three of you got together, you got together with Dr. Anna. Now there's this partnership, and we've got this wonderful synergistic relationship that's creating this monster that it is. But there's the very early years. There's like, first of all, where did it all come from? Who was the first conversation with who? And then, like, for example, I think you had a relationship with a very good friendship with Dr. Anna Baker, Dr. Anna Becker. So how did it, like, really from inception, really, really early, how did it come from literally nothing to the beginning of 2021, January 2021, when we had the pre-launch?
Yes. Well, I did. Yeah, I built a great relationship with Endotech, Dr. Anna, Dmitry Gushin, the whole staff there. I flew there, signed some exclusive contracts with them, and traded my personal account. I had a special account for myself before even had idea of Daisy, what's going to happen. I had no idea about this is the route we're going to take. My initial idea is take it and establish hedge fund, which is I actually was in a process to establish a hedge fund in Singapore and start bringing clients through hedge fund to Endotech. That was the original idea. Of course, I was very close friends with Jeremy Roma and Ilya Manin, two other founders and partners and friends, and I done a lot of different types of businesses with Ilya Manin in investments, and he really wanted to be part of it. So we were planning to do together a hedge fund. Of course, I shared with Jeremy about Endotech. And Jeremy has this always ideas, right? He's always like spontaneous, like idea comes up, you go like, that's genius. Well, anyway, so I met I met Jeremy through mining. We did a lot of mining together, very successful. And I really liked him from beginning, and we worked very close, very good together with him. We built a great relationship in business as well. So when I shared with Jeremy about EndoTech, at beginning, he started just looking it for himself, and then start thinking, what if he started asking if he can take this company to another company, kind of like almost like a broker, you know. And he would probably, in about 6-7 months, we would talk back and forth with him on a daily basis. And here and there, once in a while, he would come up with some idea. What about this? What about that, right? And there was one day he calls me and he said, bro, we gotta meet. That's exactly his words. Bro, we gotta meet. And it was actually very inconvenient for me at that time to meet. I was with a family traveling, and it happened to be I was not too far away from him. I was about 4.5 hours drive for him to me. So he said, oh, you're there, I'm gonna come. I said, Jeremy, no, I can't. He goes like, I just need 1 hour. You're like, you're gonna drive 4 hours? He goes like, yes. So he came, we sat, and this is where he started laying out his idea of a smart contract idea. At that moment, as soon as he said it, I understood it. It's like a light. Immediately, I got like that's genius. So we put a hedge fund on a shelf, right, and decide to do this. And we start looking for a good smart contract. You know, people, of course, EndoTech. You know all the details how it started, but that's where idea came.
So obviously the you know, hedge fund is going to be people with big bucks, right? That's people who have you know, quite a lot of liquidity. Daisy is obviously 100 USDT, which is awesome.
Yeah.
When Jeremy had this idea, did it just happen to be that we could get the masses, or did it come,
No,
or did he go into it with that in his mind? Go ahead.
It started not from $100. It started from a lot higher, and me and Ile even thought this is too low. I think, I don't remember exact amounts where it was, but it was in thousands to start, and we thought that's like very small. But you know what? Because I do also have a good experience in building network marketing, and I have a big love for people, to work with people, and I understand, and I've seen so much. There's doesn't exist that, you know, so at that moment it didn't exist anything like in a smart contract, something real. So I always stayed away, but I never thought of it to use this as a tool. So it didn't start it from the from the $100. Of course, we started working in details. We even got some PCETA leaders that are today, some of their ideas for compensation plan. And so we developed this through the process.
And obviously, Dr. Anna is obviously a major, you know, part of what's going on, probably the fulcrum of what's going on here. How involved was she at that stage? You know, in the and obviously there may be some things you can't talk about, and that's perfectly fine. But she's obviously quite brilliant, and I really love, you know, the fact that it's a female owner of EndoTech. That is such an awesome thing, especially in this industry. You know, we need more girls, we need, you know, and so that's an awesome thing. But when did she start becoming involved, and how much did she participate in putting together the actual program?
Well, she didn't really at the beginning, she really didn't know what she was getting her involved in. Right? Like getting involved with it. But we told her, you don't worry about this part, you worried about development. And I built very great relationship with her through this time before everything, right? And I actually, before we started, I'll be very transparent. I actually brought EndoTech into another network marketing company by subscription, paying that monthly subscription in that company. Then they have access to connect to a few strategists of Endotech. I arranged that exclusively before we even start talking about Daisy. So she understood already from that. She already understood the potential of network marketing, but from the things, she had no idea what she's getting her involved with. You know, in network marketing, there's good people, and there's a lot of greed and different people involved, because where's money, there's a lot of people get involved, and that part of bad publicity of MLM, she had no idea about that part. When that happened, it was a little bit shocked to them. So we had to watch their back, calm them down, work through. They really trust us. We trust each other. So it's going everything smooth. So
it's interesting, you know, that because obviously, you know, Endotech already had a lot of success. They already had those algorithms that were just killing it and knocking it out the park. And then along comes Daisy as this, you know, this huge, potentially huge, big new client to be working with. And again, I've been involved in network marketing for 15 plus years, and we know it's an animal on its own. It's a living, breathing, emotional, very emotional thing. And as you say, that to have Dr. Anna, who is, you know, she has this certain persona, for her to suddenly be thrown into this quagmire of emotion and people and this type of thing, as you say, it was an initial shock for her. But when did she? Because now when I hear Dr. Anna speak, I feel like she's everybody's mum and wants to take care of us, you know, because we've had this challenge, right, through the growth. But I see real sincerity in her caring about everyone, whether they're $100 or $100,000. She really cares about protecting their contribution. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, you know, when she came to Dubai and she saw the people and she saw what's going on, this is when she said, "Oh my, I can't stop now. I own these people." She had no idea about this real, and this is why important like this kind of events is very important for everyone, because you see the reality, longevity. You see real people, not just online talking or messaging without seeing a face. It's completely different. Once she saw it, she was all in, and she was so excited about building this AI, new next level AI, but she had not really big attachment to the whole network until she came to event. That's changed her, and she became like really.
Yeah, there's some you know, network marketing again is this anomaly, and it has these things that are kind of different and quirky and interesting and potentially negative, but it has a very positive side in that there are some stories of people who come from real challenges, tragedy, difficulty, with a small investment into a business that they can now own as a plan B or plan C or even a plan A, it can change their lives forever. And I've only really been involved in them in one particular country at a time, but you have the opportunity, as we talked about a little earlier, to be everywhere and anywhere in the world. And now I'm sure it must, certainly you get it, Jeremy gets it, Ilya gets it, and it must touch your heart. But especially for Dr. Anna, it must touch her heart that she is changing not only lives, but generations of lives with what we have here at Daisy.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any comments on that? Any thoughts on that at all?
Well, it's one of those things that you have to experience yourself to have this touch. Like, I don't have to do this, but I'm so attached to the community, and it's actually the way what happened. I'll go back. The only reason I met Endotech is because of network marketing that I was previously involved with. And I had a really beautiful team that I love dearly, those people. Uh, they are around the world, but majority part in Japan. I was so close, and I've seen the loyalty of people. And when you see that there's not you something is missing, and you know exactly what's missing, and you go in a search, and I actually looking for multiple different deals with the different finding different trading. I didn't know it's going to be in crypto. Maybe it was in forex. Maybe it was in stocks. But I was looking specifically for something like Endotech. And I had a friend who was actually, he was a previously lawyer of a NASDAQ lawyer. And he's the one who directed me into Endotech. He did not know them. He just through website, somehow he knew. So he told me about it. We got on a call, and that's how we got introduced with Endotech first and built a great relationship. But the main reason Endotech was found because of network marketing and the love that I have for it. It's to me, when if I lead the team, I have 6 kids. I'll do anything for them. My team is, I feel the same. It's my brothers, it's my sisters, it's my kids, it's my parents. It's part of my life.
Yeah, we got to see that as well when you embarrassed yourself and started bawling on stage in Dubai.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. Like I came out, and then you see those faces, and because I built relationship with them years and years and years and years, and we went through some things, some ups and downs, and I was so happy to see them, and I know the life changes they had. And it's sometimes I start learning more and more that I'm actually very sensitive.
No, I completely get it. Here I am looking like a WWE wrestler, and there I was. As soon as you went, I lost it. I'm like, this is, here we are, these, masculine, bald men bawling in this arena. Yeah. It was really lovely. And what's interesting though, when an idea is a good idea, it's based around honesty, it's based around transparency. It seems as though Providence takes over and kind of guides it in the right direction because it's helping so many people. And I really like that. And I don't want to get, too, emotive and emotional and ethereal about the whole thing. But I do believe in that kind of thing. When something's right, it seems as though lots of things come together to make it as good as it can be. And I think that's what we've got here at Daisy. Would you agree?
100%.
Yeah, yes. 100%. Okay. So one thing just I wanted to touch on here is there's a lot of people on the call who are not necessarily looking to build the community, and that's perfectly fine. And again, a rare thing in network marketing, how wonderful it is. You can join a business, you don't have to recruit, you don't have to sell any products, and you can still make money because the product is a potential asset. That's wonderful. But for those who are building the community, obviously there's financial reward for doing so. But as Edward was talking about, the fact that you can help someone have a plan B, a plan C, get out of trouble, get out of debt, change their life is definitely an equal momentum to the financial gain. And in many cases, it's actually better. I'll tell you, the reward of seeing someone winning is better than the 5% you may be made when they joined your business. When you see a family suddenly, that they have hope and they can move in that new direction. So for those of you who are considering building the community, myself and my business partner, Miss B, we're big proponents of building the community. That's a really good reason why you might want to do it. It's, you're not, I know a lot of people think they have to be the salesman and you have to be slick and this type of thing. No, you don't. You just have to share the opportunity and share the idea and point them to the business presentations that are all over the world, and they'll do the work for you, and all of a sudden someone's in your business winning like you are. And I think that's a great thing. So let's kind of talk about, and again, we're not going to get into anything like, what's happening here, why is this the way this is this. So from that perspective, 100% off the hook, Edward. This is very much a forward thinking. We have something wonderful here. So I'm very interested to know what it feels like right now. We're at 150 something percent. I know it was 151 yesterday. I haven't looked before the call. I meant to, but I haven't had a chance. I know it's 150 something percent with our Forex right now. We've had lots of ups and downs in the past, and I'm sure you've been through it, as you went through that journey over the past 18 months. How does it feel today? How is it, for the three of you and for Dr. Anna, when you all get together and see what's going on and see the rewards that people are making, and we're talking really substantial rewards that people are making. How does that feel?
Well, obviously it's exciting, it's nice, but to be like truly 100% transparent, our focus is 100% right now to complete the crypto AI, so people would see it, because I not just believe, but I know the possibility with crypto is bigger, because it's a different market. There is bigger. You can actually make, and we have it. We have the algos. We see the signals. Everything comes up, but to code it all in this algo in AI, sometimes she tells us, "That's it. I got it. We just need to do this, and this," and it's like 200 pages of coding, and she has 17 quant scientists doing it. She says 2 weeks, and they do everything, and something didn't work. The numbers, something did not work. There's some kind of program stopped. They didn't enter into trade. So constantly this going on. But when, for example, when you went so many times from one destination to another destination, and you're going and there's a traffic stopped, and you go like, oh, I know another road, I'll just go around. It takes a little bit longer, right? And you're going to get there. You have no doubts you're not going to get there, right? This is exactly the feeling I have for crypto. I know we're going to get there. There's no doubts in it. But the hardest thing is to see other people suffering and waiting and waiting when this is going to happen. But it's interesting. The people who's very, very close to me, they have exactly same feeling, and because they know we went through a lot and they know what's going on. They see me, if I said this is going to be, they trust, right? So, but I don't know everyone, right? So it takes, this is where our focus is. My personality is, I don't like celebrate something until it's a really truly 100% done, and then you celebrate. You will notice, if you think of, you will never see me posting, we're at this percent, yeah, or something. I never do it. I've been in trading. I've been actually in trading since 1996. I started very early. I was 19 years old when I started learning stocks. So I know the game. I don't celebrate. Even when you make so much percentage, I don't celebrate. I just focus, get even more focus, humble, and continue.
Yeah, and I think that's an extremely good mindset, and something that we should all share. Obviously not on this call, but with your teams, is that we're all business owners. We have to move out of an employee mindset and move into a business owner mindset. And again, I've had businesses over my business years, and I have never had a business that hasn't had a problem. In fact, many problems. In fact, problems that feel like that I'm going to go out of business. And you fix it because I have to, right? Because I'm the owner of the business. And I think everybody who's in Daisy, whether they're $100 contribution or $100,000 contribution, are business owners. So take off the employee hat, put on a business owner hat. And the business owner is patient, he's transparent, he's honest, he is kind. If we have issues, then we address them with kindness and make it right. So, and I see that from yourself, from Jeremy, from Ilya, because sometimes, there's conversations in the channels where someone's a little, what's happening here, what's happening. Maybe they've been out for a while and they come back in and see, and this type of thing. And again, business hat on, kindness. Just know that you, Jeremy, and Ilya are there, transparent. You talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. So does Dr. Anna. And so I personally have absolutely zero concern with where we are with crypto. I've seen the huge success that we have. It's done what it's done. That's what we're contributing to in the crowdfunding, is the testing and the development of the algorithms for the crypto, and that's what we're doing. And so I have absolutely zero concern about that, and I know many of the leaders who are on this call feel exactly the same way. So and that's helped very much so by the founders' transparency. So thank you for that.
That's great. Well, thank you, guys. Yeah,
sure. So okay, so let's talk about the future. Okay, because obviously, and I'm first of all, I know you're going to say, well, the future right now is sticking to our promises. Okay, yes. I know I've got it. I think everyone on the call is, the commitment of the founders and Dr. Anna is to make sure that they fulfill their promises. I 100% believe that to be 100% true. So that being said, let's put that to one side. And then we're talking potentially about the future. You may or may not be able to discuss certain things. And I'm certainly not going to push anything in any direction. This is just for interest for people on the calls. Where do you see Daisy going, I guess, on its current journey? Where do you see the potential for Daisy and Endotech and the potential for potential members? And then maybe we can touch on a couple of the other areas which we may venture into, Uplift, Liquid, et cetera, et cetera. We can just touch on that. We don't have to get too much in that because we've got to focus on what we've got right now. But what are your thoughts on the future for Daisy, taking into account you're going to fulfill your promises first?
Yes. Well, currently we're establishing all the legal, pretty much building foundation, because we're in a crowdfunding model, right? We crowdfunded the project, building this new AI, next level AI, right? Mm-hmm. Because in reality, if you look, Endotech already has some strategies been working. We're not using them. We're building something else. If we wanted just to put money into trading and trade, we could, do it through API, connect, different model come up. But we were not thinking about the trading. But the thing is, in order to crowdfund, you have to give something to people, some kind of reward, right? So that's why this model is here, exists to reward those people who's gonna come and help us to build this crowdfund together. So they become founders, they become part of the owners of equity. So the future of it, I see the future, not that I see the future, our goals are very, very long. We have goals 5 years, 10 years from now on, right? But obviously, once we establish all the licenses and everything, and right now we don't need them, but once we'll complete crowdfunding, that's when we need all these financial licenses. And we're in a process setting up. We actually, in a heavily, we have a constantly calls with our lawyers, different lawyers, because we're setting up several different licenses, right? I'm not going to go into it. Can't at the moment talk about it yet. But once this all established, once the crowdfunding is completed, we're going to be very satisfied going public. And everything happens for the right reason. We had a really good offers back when we were meeting in Dubai first time, the first event for Paysetters. Mm-hmm. Before that event, we had a really, really great offer from institutional bank, a great offer to buy partially of our shares. and help us to take us public. And this is the moment we would be, the schedule was, this is the moment to go be right now, be like currently, we would be announcing to go public. And it didn't happen for actually, the reason is because of us. We decide not to, we didn't want to sell our shares. Like I didn't want to sell any of my shares. Like I don't want it, right? And so we never got to the deal. And actually this happened for the good reason, because today is the worst time to go public for the company like we are in blockchain, because today all the investors, I'm talking about the investors like banks and hedge funds, they pulling out all the funds from blockchain, from Bitcoins, they pulling out right now. They pulled out like 90 something percent, 95%, I think, investors in hedge funds, they pulled all the money because there's been a lot of different things, right? The next cycle, when everything is going to stabilize, technically everything is going to start working. By that time, we're going to be ready to go, and we're going to be on time. You're going to be ahead of the wave, not after the wave. This, if we would agree back in then, we would be behind, you know, like the wave goes, we would be behind, and it would be missed opportunity. It would be a really hard. So I believe everything happened exactly for the good reason, for the right reason. I see future with Daisy and Uplift and new project Liquid. We've been working a lot lately. We had like just this week alone, we had several calls, very long calls with the teams and everything regarding Liquid. On the technical side, you guys know who's Alex is, our smart contract development team. They already built everything in for Liquid. We're getting very close, but there's also things we have to wait. We need to what we need to do with Daisy, with the crypto AI before we get. And the reason is because we have to get everyone on board with us, because when launching a project like Liquid, we need a big momentum. We need everyone connection. Everybody needs to connect. We have some ideas. Probably going to be talking soon. Maybe we will be touching some of it, those subjects, on the next call on Saturday with a Paysetter call. But I think in 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, we're probably going to have a special call. I know we're going to have a call from Japan on October 2nd. We have October 1st, we have event in Japan. October 2nd, we're going to do global call. And maybe on that call, we'll announce some things that is going to be very pleasant for everyone. Maybe I shouldn't say that, because right now people are going to be waiting for something, right? But anyway, I am very, very happy for what for the future. I know how the thing is, it's not that I was going to say we never give up. There's actually no reason to give up. It's getting more and more exciting for me. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up for this. I'm looking for my first Zoom call. I wake up while it's dark, everybody's sleeping, and by the time the sun starts rising, I already get so much stuff done. It feels so great. So the future is bright. You guys, some people, I know some people, we're not friends, but I know them. They were sitting on a site for a year or something. They're just starting right now, realizing this is the company is going to be Daisy, is going to be a long-term. And it's so much better to build a company long-term, because it's also a compound effect. You built one company a year, and 1 year later, you have to restart it, and then you have to restart it. But if you build a year, 2, 5, 10 years, you can build empire. So the future is bright.
Very good. So let's talk to the current Pacesetter goals and the would-be Pacesetter goals. That's, for those of you who are brand new on this call, that's a certain position in the company that for those who want to build the community, they can aspire to it and earn rewards from every single person who joins Daisy. But I kind of like the idea of giving people a real reason to go for Pacesetter Gold, because I know the one thing that the founders want is we want new contributions, and we want leaders coming in through the business. It's good. The promotions promote that kind of behavior. And so I want to talk about, let's promote that kind of behavior on this call right now. So we're at 161,000 and change members. Just as a goal or a target, not what you think is going to happen, but a goal or a target as founders. Do you have a certain idea of the number of members we could potentially have next year and maybe 2 to 3 years from now? And the reason why I asked that question is because if your Pacesetter Gold, you're going to get paid on every single one of those. So if that number was, say, for example, 1 million, when we're at 161,000 now, that's my math is what, 840,000 new people joining. And if you're a Pacesetter Gold, you get a percentage of all of those people. Do you have goals for what you see the membership level at next year, the 2023 and onward?
Yes, we do have goals, obviously, and our goals a little bit not catch because all three of us, I would even say more like Jeremy and I, we always have, and Eliot, obviously, we always have goals. We put the goals so high, and sometimes I don't even announce those goals. Like I don't tell people my goals. Sure. Because I always moving farther, always going for it, right? But our goal, we were planning to be by end of this year, we were thinking we can hit 500,000 members, right? Because we thought the crypto AI is going to start working already, but this is what delays. So Forex works greatly, amazingly, right? There's still like you guys think it works great. There's still some strategists need a lot of work, and there's been a lot of work on some strategies because some strategists they have such a great opportunity and they keep not working. They keep having wrong filters built in, executing the right positions, but we have a smaller funds in those strategies that she's developing, right? Crypto is a little bit different. I would say actually a lot different, but we were announcing 500,000. We were thinking we're going to reach 500,000 by the time we finish crowdfunding. After that, when we finish crowdfunding, the model is still here. It's just not crowdfunding. Now we're going to be licensed and we can go in a lot more and we'll have 1 million and 5 million. We want to be the company that the whole world knows by the name. We have a really good relationship with Ernst & Young. Very good relationship. They will help us a lot to go forward with the publicly and everything, right? So the goals are, if you're talking about the numbers, it's great numbers. One thing I want to mention, what people did not, specifically Pacesetters, what Pacesetters did not experience yet, it's actually the residual income. The residual income when it comes to Pacesetter. We didn't have a chance to experience. We're just starting realizing right now, little by little, in the Forex weekly, people withdraw a little bit and you see just a little bit more and more. Just wait when the six months mark hits and when we're going to have more people in it and when we're going to have a bigger profits and more profits, and then crypto will all suddenly start giving us profits. The residual will be a pretty good residual coming up, right? Even though we have a lot of Pacesetters, we have like I don't know, almost 600, right? Somewhere that number with the Pacesetters. But another thing is very great for Pacesetters is equity. You becoming a bigger shareholder of, basically, you becoming a more owner of the end tech by becoming a Pacesetter. And this is really big. This is where people, majority, I'm not talking about everybody, but majority, they don't realize this is why I'm actually doing it. When I was in Israel, the first time I visited their office, the first thing I did, I start talking about the equity of Endtech. If I'm going to do this and this, how much equity can I get? My first goal, because I've done a lot of deals my number one priority is equity. I don't care about this funds, this, but some people need to money now, right? But the equity is what creates wealth. This is where the goal is. So, and we give this opportunity to all pay setters to become a bigger. Every member, when they join, even with $100, there's a 5% of Endotech equity shares between all this 160 plus thousand people, right? It depends how many tiers you buy. But then there's another 5%, and it only shares within 500 plus people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for those who are on the call and for those who have people in their teams who are thinking about maybe going Pacesetter Gold, I would highly recommend it. I would very highly recommend it. Maybe if we're lucky enough down the line, maybe you'll reset the clock again for some folks that missed it before. Certainly, we never expect it. We never hold it. Maybe down the line, that'd be wonderful to have another go at that. Certainly not going to talk about that at all. I'm not going to hold you to the fire there as well, but maybe it'd be kind of nice if you could reset it for some of those guys as well. But yeah, personally speaking, I work and Miss B, my business partner, we work very hard to help our new people fully understand what Pacesetter Gold really means. And again, let's just finish that conversation before we move on. We're almost at the top of the hour. Again, I don't want to tie anybody down to numbers and this type of thing, but just as a lot of people think, oh, the shares are an afterthought. I've come in, I've got my trading, the shares are an afterthought. Without giving what they're worth, without, the numbers it's going to be at the end of the day. Using some other form of measurement, and I'm kind of being a bit, vague here, I don't mean to be, but the trading is extremely exciting. Obviously, Forex right now at 150 something percent. Alongside that, do you see the shares as being similar, bigger, obviously a bit more long term? How would you describe the value of the shares in Endotech to really kind of inspire people to get as many shares, tier up as high as they can, and get to Pacesetter Gold if they can?
One thing is, if you guys know who's Roy is a CFO for Endotech. He is previously top manager in Ernst & Young. He used to work and internship. So he went through Ernst & Young and worked with them. And because of his relationship, he was able to bring Ernst & Young to work with Endotech and do all the trading audits, right? He always tells me, Edward, don't talk about it. This is in reality, you guys need to understand this is a very, very important. That's something that you cannot really talk about specifically, even for me, what the price is. I expect to be very happy personally with, and just think what company publicly, there is a publicly company that has in blockchain, in Forex, in commodities, have an AI, artificial intelligence. How like fintech alone, when you go into a market, what's the rate they go. It's X, if you do, let's say, revenue, gross revenue, and if you're just a company like a network marketing company, it would be probably X2, right? But if you're a fintech company, it could be somewhere from X20 to X40 value of your shares, right? Whatever you do. So, and then you have to know, you have to do your own, right? You have to have 5% of value of the company, and then how many people divide. But basically that Pacesetters, it's a large number of shares you can own. I mean, it's, in my eyes, it's worth big. It's worth a lot. But this is something you have to be very understanding when it comes to trading, when it comes to stocks. I can't talk a lot about it, but to me, it's the most exciting part of the business.
That's what I wanted to hear. As again, I don't need numbers. I would never ask you for numbers because it's just inappropriate. But I've heard you talk about this before, and you say it's the most exciting part about the business. Nice and vague. That's all we need in these kind of conversations. But so there's a big, big incentive to do what you can to get as many Endotech shares as you can, either by tiering up or by getting yourself to Pacesetter Gold, or ideally both. And that was really the point that I wanted to make here is that Pacesetter Gold is something that everybody can achieve, no matter what your belief level is. In fact, it's to do with your belief level. But we've had people achieve Pacesetter Gold who are no-brainers. Of course, they're going to get to Pacesetter Gold. And then someone Janet's on the call. I saw Janet Yule. She has a cattle farm, right? She's done some, a little bit of network marketing, but she never perceived herself as someone who would become Pacesetter Gold. She got her mindset right, got to work, and made it happen. And everybody on the call can do that. Would you agree with that, Edward? Everybody.
Yes. And we made this, make sure everyone can achieve, because this is how you can achieve momentum, achieve the success and everything. That you have to put a realistic achievement, not something like a triple diamond and like in different companies that you look at it and you only dream for those. This is very achievable.
Right. Yeah, it is always in other businesses I've been, there's the magazine, right? And there's always these same people on the magazine. You think, God, I'd love to be there, but it seems so far, right? It seems such a huge jump. But in Daisy, everybody. There's also someone in our team here, Roman. He's a young 34-year-old guy, manager of a sports store. He is killing it right now, and absolutely will get to Pacesetter Gold.
That's awesome.
Zero network marketing experience, but just made a decision. I'm going to make it happen. So good for you, Roman. And obviously, Miss B and I are particularly happy about that because he's direct to us. But anyway, I'm not being biased. But
the Pacesetter Achievers Pool, it's a big deal for you, for anyone. First, if you want to grow somebody to reach Achiever, you have to be Pacesetter yourself. And that's a pretty big goal. It's easy to achieve, but you achieve one time and you make every month. You guys seen the bonuses.
Yeah, very exciting. So bottom line, everyone on the call, do whatever you can do to get to Pacesetter Gold. That's obviously what we're talking about here right now. We've gone past the hour. So first of all, thank you for giving us more than the hour. But I did want to touch on one last thing before I go. Of course, we have to talk about Dubai. I couldn't be more excited. Miss B and I were talking. Miss B and I were talking yesterday or the day before yesterday. Looking at hotels already, looking at rates and looking at flights, this type of thing. We kind of want to go like right now. The last event was phenomenal. Again, it was just a wonderful event. You probably can't talk too much about it, but tell us a little bit about what's coming up for Dubai.
Well, yeah, the stuff that I cannot talk about, so that's why I'm not going to tell you. The stuff we already talked about. So sure. It's going to be a great event. We built for it, we live for it. I'm so excited, looking forward. The interesting, as soon as we finished that Dubai event last year, no, that was this year, was it? Yeah, early this year. Next day we already were meeting with the people who was arranging everything and signing a new contract for the next year. Yeah. So we were preparing ahead of time. There's going to be more people. There's going to be more people from Endotech. You'll meet Dr. Anna this time is going to be there because she doesn't have nobody sick in the family. Everybody's younger than her. Everybody's healthy. So everyone's going to be. Roy is probably going to come from Ernst & Young. Well, he's the CFO now. You'll see some new faces, part of the team. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and just personally speaking, if I may kind of brag about the Dubai event, is Miss B, myself, and many of the other Pacesetter Golds I can see on the call right now. They know, those who have been involved in referral businesses, in team building businesses, is they are built event to event. There's something magical that happens at an event. It's not you just show up and go, oh, okay, that's interesting. I learned this, and this. Something organic happens. There's a magic that happens. There's a pixie dust that happens that is, I'm not saying that it's not real. It's absolutely real. Because when one is talking about Daisy, if you've been at the event, you have a belief. No, in fact, you have a knowledge. When you first start a business, you hope it's good, right? Then you get to know people, you believe it's good. And then down the line, you know it's good, right? And that knowing it's good comes from events. So it's Dubai. So depending on which country you're in, if you're local, then that's great. But most people are going to have to fly in. We've got enough time to save or earn we're there. But do whatever you can do to get to these events. Miss B and I, most of the people on the call that I'm looking at right now, I can see you with your cameras on. I know you've got your tickets booked. We're ready to go. So I cannot be more encouraging to suggest you come to Dubai, not only for the event, but for goodness sake, it's Dubai. You can go up the Burj Khalifa. You could ride a camel, right, Gina? There's so many incredible things that you can do. And so I for one, and Miss B, we're very, very excited about this event. Did you want to add anything to what I said on that?
No, I love what you said. When you said earn, in my opinion, it's easier to earn than to save. I agree. For me, it's always been easier to earn in anything than save, and I choose earn over saving. So earn your way. Like if you need that, it's not difficult. It's not difficult.
Exactly, and plan the earning. If it's like we say, well, this is how much I need, my flight, my hotel, food, maybe a new outfit for whatever. But so plan it. Earn your way. I'm going to do this week, this week, and work it out between now and the actual date. I know Miss B will have put into the chat where you can go and get your tickets. But go do it. Make the commitment and go do it. I promise you. And again, this is one thing. When I had restaurants, the amount of money I had to invest in advertising, in employees, in doing all of these various things to help my business grow. In Daisy, you got none of that, right? You can take these, if you like, marketing or advertising dollars and put them into developing yourself, and getting to these events is that development of yourself you need. As I say, that knowing, that belief, seeing the founders up there, seeing Dr. Anna up there, seeing Roy Levy up there as well, and hearing it makes all the difference in your business. So if you're looking to build the community, then you need to be at this event 100%.
100%, yes.
100%, absolutely. I couldn't promote it anymore. Edward, thank you so much.
Thank you, Richard.
I really, really appreciate you coming on the call. I want to give you the last 20 seconds, 30 seconds. If there's anything I missed out that you feel you'd like to mention to the people on the call here, there's going to be a recording of this as well. So there's going to be a lot of people who look at it. I'll give you the last 20, 30 seconds, however long you need, just if there's anything I missed and anything you wanted to address.
Well, I just want to say we three of us are super, super committed. We look at any challenge as opportunity to get bigger and stronger. So we take challenges with the happiness. In order to be successful, you have to go through challenges. You cannot achieve success without any challenge. That's not a success. So anytime there's some kind of challenge or issue to solve for us, that is the signal to me, specifically to Jeremy, to Eli. That's a signal to our next level. We're getting bigger and better, right? So we're constantly working on to make it better, everything. we never give up. We always look forward. One thing is about Dubai event. It is very, very important. And the reason is, if you building and you have a network, and when people know that you went to Dubai for this event and they see you on Snapchat and Instagram, or just the pictures you're sharing with them, sending them text messages to this event, your business is going to explode. I mean, that's how you build. Anyone in network who's a leader, they know you build your business from event to event, just like you said earlier. It's very important. And what's interesting, one more thing, earn your way, earn money. What's really cool in Daisy model, you can earn it by enrolling, building. But one thing is, you just by building this earn it, you also create an extra residual, lifetime residual, because these funds are trading, and in your uni level, if you know the compensation plan, once the profits kicks in, you always going to be, it's almost like you're building your own hedge fund that you earn from those profits. It's phenomenal. You win-win. It's a win-win situation. You earn it, and then also you build it residual for yourself.
I know you've talked about, you, Jeremy, and Ilya have talked about, you have no idea what's coming down the line on the unilevel side, you know, and you've certainly haven't committed to it, but you've certainly alluded that may be even more valuable than the other things that we actually have.
By far more valuable than the front money. We just didn't get to it yet. Just give a little bit of time, and the people who's from beginning here, a year later, 2 years later, you'll see it's so much bigger than whatever you made up front, and it's going to start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're going to see it on October 4th. October 4th is our first 6 months on a Forex is going to kick in on a partially who we're right. Those who have a bigger teams or even smaller teams, you'll see your uni-level checks. If you're a pay setter, you'll see your pay setter. If you're a pay setter, you'll see your pay setter leader and pay setter and uni-level. So it's exciting.
Edward, again, thank you very much. We've been planning this for a few weeks, and I really appreciate, again, you making yourself available. Again, thank you for your transparency. You know, it's so rare in this space, and the people on this call need to understand that this transparency is indicative of what this company is and the future of this company. So, Edward, again, thank you so much for coming on the call. Really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you, Richard, for doing this every week. And I was honored to be on this call. Thank you, everyone, all the leaders and everyone. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Again, thanks so much, Edward. And Gina, I'm going to hand the call back to you to see us out. And over to you, Gina.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, gosh, how do you even follow that other than to say, guys, this is the beauty of coming on these calls every week. Every Thursday, we have a different leader within the business who comes and shares with us. They share their knowledge. They share expertise. They share inspiration. I mean, every Thursday we have these calls. And in order to join these calls, you simply need to be a part of the community. Okay. Every Thursday from 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. Come and join us. We have a great lineup, and let me take a peek here. I was so involved in listening, I didn't even take a look to see who we have coming next week. So forgive me on that. Who do we have? I don't have it on my calendar, so we will put a note out soon. But trust me when I tell you guys, these calls are designed for you. The whole reason that we do these calls is to help you grow your business. Whether you want to bring other folks in and help build the community, or whether you want to learn how to maximize your contributions and your passive income, that's what these calls are for. So we look forward to seeing you every Thursday. We have these calls. We have a sister call every Tuesday where we actually help you to build your community. Every Tuesday evening, Richard does a business presentation. And we always say at the end of the call, get back with the person who invited you. If you are spending time trying to learn the presentation, you're not building your business. We already have it. And we have been so blessed. We have used presentations from Michael Faust. I mean, Michael, we used your presentation last weekend to rave reviews. And Michael was actually on a couple of weeks ago on the Thursday call. So that's what I'm talking about. We have such quality people here. Just come and join us on the Tuesday evening calls. Invite your guests. Let them come and take a look. We make sure that the questions are answered. We have folks who have been in the opportunity, who give their testimonies. What did they see about Daisy? What did they like about it? What really excited them? Bring your folks to us. You know, the old, if you build it, they will come. We've built it. Let them come. Let us help you build your business every Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. Miss B did put the information in the chat about the Dubai event. Guys, I hope to see all of you. I bought my ticket already. I was one of the early ones to buy my ticket when it was so discounted because I was not going to wait. I was not going to wait. And yes, there is camel riding in my future. But more than that, guys, there's business building. And I hope to see you all in Dubai as well. So guys, it was an incredible call. We're going to leave this on a high. I will see you all next Tuesday. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Have a great evening, and we'll say goodbye now. Thanks, everyone.
Good night.